What's up, YouTube? It's been a couple, 2-3 weeks since I made an update on some of this stuff I got growing around here, which isn't really growing too much. It's just been cold and raining a lot. I mean, the stuff in this greenhouse is doing alright. Things outside, they're growing, but they're way behind compared to last year. I mean, this time last year I was already picking loads of cucumbers and squash and stuff like that, and they're only, right now they're only probably 2-3 inches long, some of this stuff. And then some of the squash I don't have any on it yet, so I don't know what's going to happen this year. We'll just have to see how it goes on, but I'll give you a peek what's going on. So in the greenhouse, the Gooch is doing good, like I say, because in here it gets warm, so the stuff in here is going to do alright. I got a lot of different kind of tomatoes. There's some ground cherries, but I don't know if these really like it in here, because it looks like they're getting some, I don't know if that's some sun skull or something like that. I don't know if they like it in this greenhouse. It might be too hot for them. I'm not sure about that. Well, anyway, picked up a fig tree. Figure I'd try that. That ain't gonna make it out here in these winters. I have to drag that in the house in the winter time. I don't even think it would make it in this greenhouse even if I wrapped it, because it gets pretty cold. It says zone 5 on it, but I think I'll just bring it inside for now. See how it goes. Anyway, we got a bunch of different kind of tomatoes. We got the Polish Linguiça. It's getting up there. Starting to get a lot of flowers on all these tomatoes. This is a beefsteak variety. It's up there about, I don't know, over 3 foot, 4 foot or so. I've been picking peppers. Got sweet banana, a bunch of different varieties. Eggplants are doing well. They're starting to make some fruit, getting some eggplants on them. Some jalapeno peppers that are doing alright. I got to do some more weeding in here. The weeds are loving the weather, the rain and the cold weather. You see outside, I got a lot of weeds out there, but what are you gonna do? Can't keep up on them. This tomato right here is called an Ox Heart. It's doing very well. I got a Rutgers, Pink Girl, Brandywine, Chapin Pink. I got a number of different kind of varieties of tomatoes. Outside I got a bunch of them too. Matter of fact, today I was staking a bunch of them. As you can see, my squash, I mean, this is what, July 3rd, and they just are not really doing much at all. It's getting so cold at night. It's getting like in the low 50s, and it's always raining. The temperature's not getting up there this year. And you look at my zucchinis, how small they are. I mean, this time last year they were way bigger than that, and the plants were way bigger. So I don't know. See what happens with them. You know, this year might not be a good year. But other things are growing well. Peach tree's getting up there. Ain't getting no peaches on it yet, but it's growing well. The garlic's doing really good. I picked loads of strawberries out of here already. Garlic's doing very well, and these are all the tomatoes that I staked today. These are called Jersey Giant. It's a paste tomato. I have about 40 of them in here. I was hoping if I get a bunch of tomatoes I was going to can them, but I'm starting to get some small tomatoes on them now, but we'll have to see what happens. I think I'll get some tomatoes, but you think they would be a little far along than they are now, but it's a little cold. I got German green. This is a green variety. There's another one here called Hillbilly. Oh, and I got some more tomatoes over here too. There's all kinds of different varieties. Grandma's Pick. I got Amish Paste. Margarita, this one. This one's called Arkansas Traveler. And I can't even pronounce that. We'll skip that. Another thing that didn't do good this year, which I'm just starting to get heads on it, is broccoli. I'm just starting to get small heads. Now last year I have already picked broccoli that was as big as my hand. So I don't know why that is. I think broccoli would do better if it was cool out, but it's not doing well this year. I'm starting to get some small tomatoes. I'm starting to get some green tomatoes. These are some other different varieties too. Japanese black. I got a lot of different kind. So I'll have to, I'm gonna taste them to see which ones are doing well and which ones taste good, and then I'll go next year which varieties I want to get. And we got the sunchokes are doing really well. Up there about 3 foot. Grapes are doing good. We got loads of grapes. Some things are doing well, some things are not. So what you can do, that's gardening, that's farming. It all depends on the weather. And on this side, I mean, even my potatoes, I mean, they're starting to flower, they're growing, but last year they were double the size. Onion patch needs weeding. The onions didn't do really well this year. I picked huge onions last year. They were like baseball size. And this year, kaput. Cabbage is doing very well. That's one thing that's doing really good. The Brussels sprouts are doing really good down the end. This zucchini in here is, I'm starting to get some zucchinis. Doing alright. And this is a row of Vermont cranberry beans, dry beans, which, I never grown them before, so I don't know what to expect from them, so I'll have to see down the road. Got the potatoes, I mean, they're growing. This row here is Yukon Gold. Then I got a New York Seed. The next row after that I got Russet. The next row after that I got Red Pontiac. So I'll know in time how they're gonna do. They're getting loads. The sugar snap peas are doing very well, getting loads. I've been picking them for a while. Kiwi vine is running wild. It's doing really good. Ain't getting no kiwis yet, but I'm thinking this thing takes a few years. I just planted it last year, and I also have the male and the female in here, so down the road I should start getting kiwis. We'll see what happens with that. And also on some of my fruit trees I'm starting to get some fruit that, I don't know, these trees are probably 4 years old, and I'm finally starting to get some apples on them. This one over here has got a few apples on it. I think that one was called, oh boy, I got the tag on it. I have to go look. I know this one over here is a Macintosh, and it's got probably 6-8 apples on it. That Japanese plum back there is loaded with plums. This is the first year I'm getting plums on it. I mean, it is loaded with plums. And that one next to it back there is called Santa Rosa. I actually moved that one from a different spot because I wasn't getting plums. I figured, maybe it's not getting pollinated. I don't know if that triggered it, but once I moved that tree over here, I got loads of plums on it. And actually that peach tree over there too, I got a couple peaches on it. But that's I just planted that last year. Pear trees out there, and I haven't got a pear on them yet. And they've been out there probably 4 years. A sour cherry, I get loads of cherries on it. The pears ain't doing nothing. In the fruit house here, I've been picking a lot of blueberries. Been picking a lot of blueberries. You can see some bunch of them on here. Look at that big beauty right there. Those are good. Been picking blueberries, starting to get some raspberries. I'm starting to get raspberries. So they're coming along. I just got another pot. This pot is actually bigger than that pot. I think this is 100 gallon. So we actually had to cut it to get the tree out of it when we planted it. So I just bolted it back up and put another piece of a pot. Put some bolts in it so I can use it. That pot right there will cost you 50 bucks, 40, 50 bucks you want to buy it. You guys can throw them in the garbage, so I'll take it. See if I can get my hands on a couple more of them. I got corn growing out here that is pathetic. It's like 3 inches tall. I ain't gonna wind up getting anything out of it. And there's a bunch of sunflowers next to it that is the same size. Ain't gonna do nothing, I don't think, this year. Got a bunch of carrots growing in here. I just scattered a whole pack of seeds in there. They're all coming up. This is the purple variety, Cosmo, something like that. First year I'm trying those, we'll see how they're going. But other than that, it just rained. We just had 2 thunderstorms just came by just now, downpouring. Last week, I mean, it poured so much I had roads that got closed. I couldn't even get home. There was stones rolling across the road and everything. So, I mean, we're getting a lot of rain this year. I know I've been cutting the grass like crazy, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you guys know another week or so, 2 weeks, to see how it's going. Alrighty, boys. Take it easy.